Yo, what is up, guys? Today is January 27th. I'm sitting inside the Oklahoma City University Business School. I just got some lunch, and during my break, I'm trying to get some work done this weekend. I decided to listen to F.A. Hayek's The Pretense of Knowledge, and I listened to the audio version. I don't actually know where this speech came from. I don't know if it was a speech or if it was a paper. I believe that it was a speech given during Hayek's acceptance of the Nobel Prize in economics. And I listened to the audio version, and I wanted to just make a quick video talking about it because in this paper, speech, whatever it is, Hayek he looks at the question of how is an economic system supposed to coordinate? How are decisions giving scarcity and limited resources supposed to be made? And he starts by criticizing the way that this is done right now, which is through sort of a central planning system. And he says that we have fallen kind of, subject to thinking that this kind of planning is permissible because of scientific thinking and the assumption that there are some people who have, more of a robust understanding of how things ought to be done, and their specialty and expertise will allow them to make better decisions. But what Hayek talks about in this paper is that there are different kinds of knowledge, and scientific knowledge has been kind of held on a pedestal for a while now. But he talks about a different kind of knowledge, which is the knowledge of time and space. So essentially what he's saying is that each individual has a particular knowledge that, gotta get that trash can out of the frame. Each individual has a particular knowledge based off of their circumstances and their situation that affords them sort of an advantage over everyone else. And this knowledge is decentralized, and it's, it's not easily congregated, it's not easily collected for someone to be able to make a decision based off of this knowledge. And he says, in theory, if you were able to collect all knowledge and give it over to someone who, is able to essentially plan based off that knowledge, then you run into the question of, well, who do you entrust to make these decisions, these calculations? Who's best suited to use this knowledge to make decisions? And what he comes to the conclusion that there actually is already a mechanism that exists that allows individuals to coordinate given their marginal expertise and marginal knowledge based off of time and space. And he says that this mechanism is the price coordination mechanism. And he says a lot about this, but what I wanted to talk about in this video is, so I decided to listen to this audio essay, speech, whatever it is, because a lot of people in the Bitcoin space have, talked about Hayek's writings and particularly this speech. And Pierre Richard talks about it a lot. He has a lot of, I think I've heard him mention it like 5 or 6 times over the last year of, consuming his content. And so I finally decided to give it a listen. And I understand why Bitcoiners think that this speech is vitally important. And I think that if what Hayek is saying is true, that Bitcoin as an asset and as a digital global decentralized store of value allows for extreme global coordination, because if there's a resource such as Bitcoin that allows people to make decisions of acquiring and holding and spending that resource, and people are going to be making that decision based off the price of that resource, this just allows for global coordination, really, on a scale that's never been achieved before. And I believe that as civilization has processed over the last 2,000, however many thousand years that humans have been alive, different, globalization, imperialism, capitalism, a lot of these different isms that have existed and that have, as some people say, led to, corruption and abuse of certain people over others, is based off the fact that for as long as humans have been alive, we have not been able to coordinate on a global scale. And the internet has really changed this, because not only are we now able to coordinate knowledge, and hopefully blockchain will allow eventually the coordination of truth. I recently heard a lot of Bitcoiners saying that Bitcoin is the only objective set of facts. And that is possible because of how Bitcoins are created and how the decentralized ledger is dispersed, and how things are recorded. And so I just wanted to make this video to say I believe that this speech, The Pretense of Knowledge, gives tremendous insight into what a lot of Bitcoiners believe is the inevitable, how do I say, awakening to the fact that the power of coordinated pricing mechanism, such as Bitcoin, which has never been achieved on the scale that it is with Bitcoin, will have tremendous impact in society's capabilities to work with one another and to properly price resources and make decisions based off of, the limited and scarce resources that exist. And so I just kind of wanted to make this video because it was fresh on my mind, something that I think will be important to discuss going on in the future, and since it's fresh on my mind, it seemed like a good day to make this video. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. I'll probably put a link to the audio version so you guys can listen to it. It's a short listen, maybe 30 minutes or so. Yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.